Welcome to the channel, guys. My name's Danny Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important points in the golf swing, which is your grip. And today I'm joined by a good friend, Eric, and former Arizona State collegiate golfer. And we're going to be talking about how to position your hands and how that can help improve your ball striking and your overall consistency. So let's dive right in. Eric, welcome to the channel.
Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, excited to talk about the grip. I mean, this is, to me, in my opinion, this is the most important fundamental in golf, is how you put your hands on the golf club, because it's a, it's a direct correlation to what the club face is doing, is how you put your hands on the club. And so this will set you up for long-term success in this game.
Yeah, I know it's something you're so particular about with your clients as well, and rightly so. So let's talk about, assuming I'm someone just starting out, or someone looking to improve my grip and get a good solid fundamental grip, how would you, just for the viewers at home, how would you teach me or a golfer to hold the club properly?
Yep, so the first thing, we'll start with, assuming you're a right-handed golfer, start with your left hand or your lead hand. So the main thing with the grip is you want to make sure that you're gripping the golf club in the fingers of your left hand. A lot of times you'll see that, beginning golfers maybe, they'll grip the club in the palm of their hands, which basically doesn't allow your wrists to hinge properly in the golf swing. So very, very crucial to grip the golf club in the fingers of the left hand. So we've got this soft heel pad on your left hand. So that soft heel pad there, you want that to rest on the top part of the grip, okay? So once you get that heel pad on the top part of the grip, if you then just put that grip in your fingers of that left hand, and then turn your left hand in a way to where when you look down at your left hand, I like to see anywhere between 2 to 2.5 knuckles on that left fist. Okay, now it's crucial that you look directly down and see 2.5 knuckles. Sometimes people they'll peek over this way and they say, "Oh yeah, I see 2 knuckles," but it's crucial that you see 2 knuckles looking straight down. All right. Another little reference point is with this little V here, this crease between the left thumb and left index finger, you want that crease to point up at your right shoulder, okay? So a really common thing you see with golfers is this left hand being too weak on the club, we call weak, which basically means that crease would point maybe at the left shoulder or even the chest. And as a result, when you look down, you might not see any knuckles on that left hand. Now, if you're gripping the club in a weak position, that's always going to result in a ball flight that's wanting to curve to the right, kind of a weak fade. So as soon as you turn that left hand in a way to where, from this camera you'd see more of that logo of this glove, you're looking down, you see 2 knuckles, that V's pointing up at the right shoulder, that's when you know you're in a good position. You can see this left thumb here is kind of just subtly to the right of that Golf Pride logo down the middle of the grip. So that's crucial, putting your left hand on the club in that nice way there. All right. Now with the trail hand or the right hand here, so you can choose to do 2 different styles of grip. Okay, one is what we call the overlapping grip, where basically you're overlapping the right pinky in between kind of the groove there of the left index finger and left middle finger. So you can choose to do an overlapping grip. A lot of top professionals choose this grip. The other grip you can choose to do is what we call an interlocking grip. So you can interlock the right pinky with the left index finger there. I have no preference on which one you would choose. It's all about kind of comfort, what feels more natural, but you want to make sure that you're choosing one of those 2 grips. I mean, a lot of times you see people doing the baseball grip, which you can get into trouble with because, the hands can really start taking over, with the baseball grip. So I like to see either the overlapping or the interlocking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So once you get so you've got the interlocking
Actually,
grip.
interlock, yeah. What I've found is just my hands are a bit smaller, so that's always felt a bit more comfortable for me.
Yep.
Interlocking and just copying Tiger when I was a kid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of us did.
Good model.
Yeah. What do you do? Just curious.
I actually have the opposite, so I've got the overlap. But that's the thing
Preference.
is, it's all about comfort. It's all about preference. So with that right hand, so you want to, once you've chosen overlap or interlock, again, key thing is that you're gripping it in the fingers. Okay, so you get that grip kind of resting in the fingers of the right hand, and then you've got this other heel pad on the right hand here, and you want that heel pad to basically press down and applying some pressure on that left thumb. Okay, so what's crucial is that you don't want to see this left thumb. One of the most common things you see is this right hand gets very much underneath with a lot of golfers, which makes the left thumb visible, resulting in a very, very strong left hand grip, which can result in all sorts of issues. So in the fingers of the right hand, get that heel pad applying pressure down on the left thumb with that right hand. Yep. And so you can see another crease is formed between the right thumb and right index finger. And I like to see that little V point up at the right chest. Okay. Now, a nice little zone, is, and if that is, as long as that V is pointed kind of up anywhere in between the right shoulder and kind of, right ear, that's a pretty good zone. Yeah. So that's, now another little pressure point that I like to see here is, you see that little V. Sometimes you'll see golfers, their right thumb gets way over here, where there's a big gap in between this crease. I like to see that the bottom of the V there, kind of nice and tight, and almost creating a little bit of pressure point at the bottom of the V. Okay, because that allows, when you get to top of backswing, it allows you to actually, sometimes, golfers can swing the golf club quite long, and if you don't have that pressure point established, the shaft can kind of take over.
What's a good little drill there for that? Can players do something to help them get that little bit of a pressure point?
Yeah,
there?
I mean that's a great one. Putting a golf tee just right, at the bottom of the crease there.
Sort of in there.
Yep.
Is that something I've used in the past in my own golf? So just.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see there that V's pointed up kind of at the right chest. The right thumb is just slightly to the left of this logo in the middle of the grip, but you still got that nice little pressure point established at the bottom
Should keep that.
of the V there. Yep.
Great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, when you think about it, our hands, if you put them at your sides, they kind of naturally hang in this way. You can see kind of the left hand is naturally kind of turned inward, whereas a lot of people, they're gripping the golf club as if their hand hangs this way, but your left hand won't hang that way. It'll if you just let it relax, it'll naturally kind of turn inward like that, and that's basically kind of how the hand goes on the grip there. Again, V pointed up at the right shoulder, and same thing with the other one. With the right hand, that V pointed up at basically at the right chest. So I think making sure you got it, just to kind of summarize it, make sure you're gripping it in the fingers. That's crucial. Make sure that you can, when you look down, you're seeing anywhere between 2 to 2.5 knuckles on that left fist. Then with the right hand, making sure that left thumb is covered up and get that V pointed up at the right chest, okay? And when you first do this, and anybody watching, this might feel very awkward, very, very uncomfortable. And one of the things about the grip is that, sometimes you got to be willing to take a step backwards in your game in order to make like a giant leap forward in your game. And it's very, very normal that once you start gripping the club in this fundamentally sound way, you could start hitting the ball all over the place, because your golf swing in the pattern is basically just a reaction of how you're typically gripping the club. So when you grip the club, in a really fundamentally sound way, you're still going to have your old golf swing pattern. But the way we grip the club has a direct correlation to what the club face is doing, which is why initially for the first, week to 10 days, the ball flight could be all over the place. But if you stick with it, eventually over time, your golf swing is going to start, recognizing a better pattern because of the new grip, and you're just going to raise the potential, your ceiling of potential. If you continue to grip the club in this really sloppy way, short term, yeah, you might get some good results, but it's going to limit your ceiling of potential for sure.
Love that. I can just sense the passion in Eric's tone there as he's talking about the grip. It is that important, guys. And just following up what Eric said there, when I was a scratch golfer, sort of +1, back in my junior days, getting coaching from a top coach, he changed my grip ever so slightly, and I've gone from flushing this thing to a slight miss left, but he's changed it, and then I've shanked like basically the rest of the lesson I couldn't hit the ball. But he just said, Danny, when you get home, just get used to the grip there. Just when you're watching TV, just keep re-gripping. Just how many holds of the club can you get per day? And that will expedite the rate at which you can get used to that grip. So yeah, you may have to willingly struggle for the short term for much better long-term improvement. So
and one good tool you can get, I tell everybody to get this, is this molded grip. So you can get these on Amazon. This is the best 15 to 20 bucks that you'll ever spend on your golf game. It really is. And just take it in the car with you, keep it in the house, and just keep practicing putting your hands on the golf club in this fundamentally sound way. Having a tool like this, it'll basically just put your hands on the club in exactly the fashion that we just walked through.
Love it. Yeah. So, guys, I think anything else you want to add there?
No,
Eric?
no, just invest the time to put your hands in the club properly. I mean, you look at, of course there's going to be outliers. Yeah. I mean, you look on the PGA Tour, the LPGA Tour, there's always going to be the outlier, okay? But next time you're watching television, look at the way the best players in the world are gripping the club, and they're doing it for a reason. Scotty Scheffler, the best player in the world, he still practices to this day with a molded grip on one of his clubs at the range. And I love watching him do that because he just knows the importance of proper sound fundamentals.
Yeah, love it. There you go, guys. So go get stuck into the grip. If you have any questions, please post them below. And Eric, where can guys find you if you'd like to?
Instagram, yeah. Cougar Golf on Instagram. I post little snippets of lessons that I give, and yeah, love to see you on there.
And this is the first part of a little mini series here on grip, setup, and backswing as well. So be sure to check out the other videos. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.